Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and welcome back to 30 Days of Guitar. It is day 11, I believe, and today we're going to be learning a new song, What I Got by Sublime, and that's going to require us to upgrade our easy G that we learned yesterday into the real G chord, and then to transition from that into D sus4, which is like a super common transition. And we're going to do some stuff with our strumming pattern. You know, we have a lot of things that we've already been working on. They're going to kind of culminate today, and we're going to basically pretty easily come out with a new song and a couple new skills. Before we get to that, if you haven't grabbed your copy of my free ebook, there's a link in the corner for that. It's completely free for all my subscribers. And speaking of which, if you already are one of my subscribers, I am very grateful for that. If you have not yet taken the time, please just take 2 seconds to do that right now. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way you'll be notified about upcoming lessons, especially, you know, the remaining lessons in this 30 days of guitar. With that out of the way, let's jump right in. First thing I want to do is take that G shape that we learned yesterday. So just a refresher, our middle finger was on the 3rd fret of the thickest string, and then our index was on the 2nd fret of the A string. And what we're going to do today is, let's actually start from scratch. Let's take these two fingers, our ring and pinky finger. I'm going to put my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. The B string is the 2nd thinnest string. And then my pinky just underneath it on the 3rd fret of the high E string. And we haven't really hit this point yet. There's 2 E strings on guitar. There's the low E string. We say low because low, it sounds low. And then the high E string. High, it sounds really high. We're going by how it sounds, right? I know, like, compared to the ground or whatever, like this one's higher off the ground, but we go by the musical nature of the string. You know, it sounds low. That's the high E string, by the way. And we're going to press those 2 fingers down there as close to the fret as we can get, our ring and pinky on the 3rd fret of the top strings. And then I'm going to put my middle on the 3rd fret of the thickest string. And I can add my index back where it was on the 2nd fret of the A string. And in order to get this all to ring out, we got to bring our elbow in. Remember those steps, you know, getting your fingers as close to the fret as possible, making sure your thumb is in a good spot. You know, if your thumb's hanging over the top, like you'll see people, once they develop the technique, doing that all the time, and it's very successful. You'll see my thumb creep up all the time because I'm very used to it. But when I was first getting started, if I put my thumb over the top, my chord sounded like this, and half the strings were missing because I did not have the technique yet. So develop the technique first, get your thumb a little bit lower, make sure it's centered and balancing out. Your thumb puts the same amount of pressure on the back of the neck as all 4 of your fingers do on the front, on the fretboard. So your thumb has a really important job. You got to make sure you put it in the perfect spot, or else the strain is going to be too much for it. It's going to damage your wrist. We bring our elbow in, tip our guitar up a little bit, get the G chord the best we can. You know, we just want to try our best. And from there, I'm going to lift up my index and my middle, and then I'm going to put my index finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and I'm going to aim just for the thicker strings, or for the thinner strings, sorry, and that's D sus4. And we'll be upgrading this into a real D chord eventually, but for now, I want to, you know, keep it simple so that we can focus on the bigger picture. And we're just going to go between that silent switching, G. We lift those 2 fingers, index down on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then we go back, our middle finger on the 3rd fret, and we just silently switch. You know, just take your time, go through the motions, get used to where to put your fingers. That's the whole point of silent switching. Then we can do the chord switching game. And let's just do round 2, where we strum on beats 1 and 2, and then we switch on beats 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, switch, switch. 1, 2, switch, back. 1, 2, switch, switch. 1, 2, switch, back. And I'll leave that up to you when you practice this later today to do the remaining rounds of the chord switching game and, you know, get this to the point where you feel comfortable with this. Ultimately, we want to end up at the point where we can do 4 downstrokes per chord, switching pretty immediately between them, like we've been doing with all the other chord shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, just just doing it that way. And then we can add a strumming pattern to it. And I know we were having some fun learning all those down and up strokes, but we're going to go back to just down strokes because I want to talk about a particular feel called a backbeat. And that is where you emphasize beats 2 and 4. So beat 1 is like a little stroke, and then beat 2 is a big one, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 3 are little, just root strums, and then 2 and 4 are bigger strums. And on the G chord, that's pretty straightforward. We've already been doing something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But for the D chord, we can't hit the lower area. It just doesn't sound right. There's 2 things that we can do. One is to get our thumb over the top, lightly touching that thickest string. And like I said before, early on, that's considered a bad habit. Once you have the technique, it's a great thing to do. When you're ready, you can try that. But if it affects the accuracy of your chord switching, I do not recommend it yet. So what we can do instead is aim for that area. Our root is technically the D string. This is a D chord after all, so the root is going to be a D. And we're just going to aim with a little downstroke in that area and then a big downstroke that kind of just gets the top strings. And to do that, instead of strumming parallel to the front of the guitar, I'm actually kind of coming from outside and digging in like that. So I do a little motion and then a big motion, but I'm coming from outside and I'm really using my forearm to get that flick. Root, strum, root, strum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a whole bunch. And then to put this all together and give us a reason to be learning all this stuff, we can play the D chord for one measure, one strumming pattern, and then the G chord for one measure, and that'll be our song. So let's just try that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rise into the street, light me up that cigarette, and I'll strap shoes on my feet. I got to find a reason things went wrong. I got to find a reason why my money's all gone. I got a Dalmatian, I can still get high. I can play the guitar like a riot.
So today, what you should be practicing is that full-on G chord going to D sus4, silent switching, chord switching game, then with the chord progression to our song, which is like the same thing as the chord switching game basically, because this is the same 2 chords back and forth. And then our strumming pattern, which introduced that new concept. I forgot to tell you what it's called, is dynamics. The difference between loud and quiet, right? When we're doing that root strum, it's quiet. And then we have a big downstroke on beat 2, then a little one on beat 3, a big one on beat 4, and having accent or louder beat 2 and 4 creates that backbeat feeling, right? So that was the big, theory or rhythm lesson for the day. So take your time with all that, process it at your own pace. And as far as having some written material, don't forget to check out my free ebook and to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate it for those of you who have done so. And my complete beginner's course is out there, and it's designed to just take you step by step from absolute beginner to confident strummer. So please take a look at that if you're curious about it. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing. Tomorrow, we're going to be taking a look. We're going to add one more chord, And then we're going to have G, C, D, which is like the holy trinity of guitar chords. You can start, that's where we're going to really start unlocking like a ton of songs. And yeah, so have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.